supposed to evaluate the limit as x approaches 0 for this function here, using this table of values. So x is getting really close to 0 without actually equaling 0. So that's what this table does. This is like a numerical approach to limits. At x equals negative 0.1, we're at negative 0.44, so kind of close to 0. Well, if we get even closer to 0, if we take another step closer, if x is negative 0.01, then the y values get even closer to 0. So as the x values get infinitely close to 0 on the left, the y values get really close to 0. And let's try it coming from the right, from numbers slightly bigger than 0, slightly bigger than our limit. 0.1 is a little bit to the right of x equals 0, right? Well, the y values are 0.4466. But if you get even closer, if you take another small step, 0.01, then the y values are even closer. And another step, even closer. Another step, even closer. So on the left side of x equals 0, we get numbers that are getting really close to 0. On the right side of x equals 0, we're getting numbers that are really close to 0. So the limit appears to be 0. The y value appears to get infinitely close to 0 as x gets infinitely close to 0. So the notation they're looking for here is the limit as x goes to some number a for a function f of x equals a limit in our textbook. Okay, so all we have to do is identify each part. A is 4. The function f of x is 6 over x, and then the limit L is 3 over 2. Check out this one though. The limit as x gets infinitely close to 1. Now this is approaching from the left side. These are numbers slightly less than 1. And as the numbers get even closer and closer and closer to 1, the y values get closer and closer to negative 2. Okay? But if you approach it from the right side, as the values pinch down to x equals 1, they're getting closer and closer coming from the right side, the y values are going to positive 2, not negative 2. So the limit from the left and the limit from the right are two totally different numbers. So this limit does not exist. So there, an empty set symbol.